This is sports stuff. Betting stuff.
Ciao.
Holy shit. What a horrible time for a cough.
Jim's choking on those L's. It's like
You're about right.
Jameis Winston on his
Crab legs.
crab legs. This is sports stuff, betting stuff, number one sports betting podcast coming out of the sports stuff with Jim and Muff Enterprise. I'm your host, the original degenerate, the steer of this rudderless ship, Muff, joined alongside the Ohio Homer, the Ohio degenerate, the capo of the Midwest crack house, Jim.
Hello, everyone.
And last but certainly not least, the medical degenerate, person who keeps us abreast of all of the cool injuries and tells us when Gumbies are Gumbies and when muscle pulls are muscle pulls, Alex.
That's me.
Muscle pulls or muscle
When all of a
pulls.
sudden someone's leg goes. More of that later.
Roop on that. This is sports stuff, betting stuff. We are on a heater, ladies and gents. A heater as a team.
We have 3 winning records.
Yeah.
That means we're on a heater.
It does. I don't know if we could ever really say that in the past.
Not after week one, I don't think. I think this is an anomaly to our sports betting franchise. But as always, our exclusive sports betting app is FanDuel. Put that in the algorithm. FanDuel. If we say it enough, like Beetlejuice, they'll appear.
FanDuel.
You can follow all of our bets on the Action app. You can follow me, Muff, at C McPherson20. You can follow Jim,
Buckaville Butcher.
and also you can follow Alex, who sometimes puts things in, but most of the time does not.
At the Real Medical Degenerate.
Bingo, bango, bongo. How this works is we'll go over last week's best bets or specialty picks, and then we'll get into the slate for this week. Starting off with last week, Jim.
Did not do as good as I thought I would have. Went 3-3. I lost the Bucks at the Vikings. I had the Vikings -6. I lost the Wisconsin Washington State game at Washington -6.5. And
Wisconsin.
I had Wisconsin -6.5. My fault. And I had the godforsaken Utah at Baylor. I had Utah -7.5. They only won by 7.
What a soul crusher.
Kind of crushed the whole weekend for me.
Yeah, I mean, it was a late touchdown to get them up 7, though. So, I mean, the comeback.
They should have gone for 2 for us.
Yeah, it would have been great. But I did hit the Jags -4 at the Colts.
Pow.
I hit the Notre Dame -7.5 at NC State.
Thank you,
And
Lightning.
I hit at the tail end of the game, Oregon -6.5 at Texas Tech. Thank you, baby Jesus.
Good Lord, baby Jesus. That puts Jim at 6-5 for the year.
Still winning.
Still winning record. Still
feeling good.
Alex?
I had a pretty good week last week. I went 6-2. Excuse me. 6-2. My 2 losses were the Vikings -6 versus the Bucks. Shouldn't have gone against Nate's team. And also the Utah -7.5 at Baylor.
Rat bastards.
Yeah, rat bastards for sure. I did win. Eagles -4 at the Patriots, the Raiders +4 at the Broncos, Colorado and Coach Prime -2.5 versus Nebraska, Notre Dame -7.5 versus at NC State, Iowa -3.5 at Iowa State, and Oregon -6.5 at Texas Tech.
Let's go 6-2, bringing his overall record to 9-4. And lastly, I, Muff, went 5-1 this past week, bringing my overall record to 8-2. I also lost the Utah -7.5 against Baylor. We were all foiled by that. But I won every other game, including the Iowa State under 36.5, Oregon to cover 6.5 at Texas Tech, the Ravens to cover 10, hosting the Texans, and the Jags -4.5, hanging on at the end. Thank you, Anthony Richardson, for having to go out for a few plays. Jags cover -4.5, taking on Dakotas. So, good overall week for us. That put us as a team to 11-3, 14-7, 14-6 as a team. So that's good.
That's a good record.
That's
That's
pretty
good.
damn good.
We can keep doing that. We'll continue to get listeners, and they'll be on board with the choo money train. Getting into our specialty picks. First, the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week.
Kapow, pow, pow.
Pow, pow.
Oregon covers 6.5 at Texas Tech to bring the hit stick pick to 1-1 for the season.
Hey, it's not a losing record.
It is not. Next, the Midwest Mobster risky pick
Get out of here.
was a winner, bringing it to 1-1 as the Raiders Moneyline Dogs travel to Denver and get the W over Russell Wilson in the kissing babies, shaking hands Broncos. And lastly, the Lolita whale of a parlay
Oh,
was a loser, but only
I cut it short.
by the half point. Utah not covering over Baylor.
Rat bastards.
That's
All
a
the
little
other
soul
picks.
crushing.
Yeah, that was upsetting. And it was early, right? Saturday, we knew it wasn't surviving, but to see all of the other picks win was kind of soul crushing.
Mm-hmm.
The other picks were Oregon to cover, which they did against Texas Tech, Notre Dame to cover against NC State, which they did, and the Jags to cover against the Coats. 3 out of the 4 take it home in a Alito Whale parlay, but it does go to 0-2 for the year.
We're going to hit it this year, boys. I'm telling you.
I mean, we were that damn close. I brought it up to Jim. Do you think that we're getting better at betting?
For now.
I told him we're getting smarter.
Yes. And my secondary token, right? We all have our tokens. I have my glasses and now my Billy Walters gambler book. Jim has his.
Finish it?
I am about 30 pages away from finishing it.
Nice.
And if you look at the book here, we've got some marks of some interesting information, things that are of maybe a value for us as we go through, some things that are maybe items we would not have considered that he puts pretty high value on.
Are you gonna reveal that to us tonight, or?
Yeah, some of it's the reason that you all were mad at me for being a little late.
Oh,
all right.
How did you know you were mad?
Because Jim's typing in the notes as I'm typing.
Oh, I didn't read that.
Yeah, I definitely did. One cares.
He said we don't care about all the injuries that I was putting in, which is something that he puts high value on.
Well, that's why he does the research and we don't do as well. So I'm glad you brought that to us.
So there we go. First, we get into NFL Week 2 games starting on Thursday Night Football on Prime Television.
Hold on. I want to be clear before we dive into this. We've had a historic rule of no Thursdays. Is that still a thing this year?
I think it's still
for this week.
Strong lean.
Staying out of it, but
I just want to make sure these rules are the rules.
That was a pretty steadfast rule because we did not experience much success.
Okay, because there's a Nebraska bet out there that looks tempting because it's me.
But it's Thursday NFL that we stay away from.
Okay. If
you're looking at college, I think that's a different animal.
Okay. Good. I'm glad we're establishing the ground rules. Just want to make sure we're abiding.
All right. Thursday night NFL action. The Vikings travel to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Eagles favored by 6.5. Over understed at 49.5. Throughout the entire weekend, just so we're clear, at least for the NFL games, there are no weather issues. It's looking
the whole way.
The whole slate looks for now to have no weather concerns.
All
also
right.
part of the Billy Walters.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say I've gotten bamboozled on that one before.
Right. So we're learning, we're evolving. Hopefully we're better. For the Vikings, center Garrett Bradbury is out. For the Eagles, they have safety Reed Blankenship out, quarterback James Bradbury out, and Kenneth Gainwell at running back out. But alas, staying away.
Yeah, I'm not touching that one. It was interesting, but the way that the Eagles played the Patriots versus the Minnesota Vikings that burned me and Alex last week. And it's Thursday. No, thank you.
No, thank you all the way around. Which brings us into Sunday NFL action, starting with the Ravens at the Bengals. Bengals favored by 3, over under 46.5. Obviously, J.K. Dobbins is out for the Ravens, and Mark Andrews is still questionable.
So, on face value, Dobbins that doesn't bother me. Okay. And on face value, the way the Cincinnati played last week, you would think, all right, I'll take the 3 points in the Ravens. I saw something today that historically game one for Cincinnati is always a bust. And then game two, they come back with veracity. So,
I mean,
thanks, bud. I don't know what to do. Thanks, buddy. Brief intermission for Tessa giving me the update. Thanks, buddy. Have a good night. All right. Can I go back to my show now? One question. Yes. Who do you think, the Ravens or the Bengals?
What's that?
What team do you want to pick?
He's asking me a question.
Ravens or Bengals? Hurry up. We're on a show.
Bengals.
She says go with the Bengals. All right. Good night.
But Dad, can you pick this up?
I'll see what I can do. Good night.
Mommy,
Go.
Daddy.
Okay. So back to what I'm saying. The Bengals historically come back game two. So I don't know what to do here. What are your thoughts?
I'm going to stay away. Yes, the Bengals have, under the Joe Burrow era, been slow starters, but I don't know if a week is going to solve the issues they have along the offensive line.
They haven't had it solved in 2 years.
Right, but last week was, I think, even worse than typical.
All right, I'll stay away.
It is an in-division matchup, right? Which also means that there's a little bit more at stake. In-division matchups typically, I think, are worth a little bit in the spread. So if this were not an in-division matchup, Bengals may be favored by like 4 or 4.5.
It's not going to be a best bet, but I might throw some money on it.
All right, I'm staying away. Alex?
yeah, I gotta stay away too.
Next, we have the Bears at the Buccaneers. Buccaneers favored by 2.5, over under 40.5.
Bears did not look good.
They did not.
The
They
Bears
looked
seem
better
to.
than I expected them to look, but does that mean that they looked good?
Right, the Bears' passing attack is still pedestrian. They're still trying to get the ball out to DJ Moore on the short routes. That worked maybe in the preseason a little bit, but it doesn't seem to have translated to at least their first regular season matchup. The Buccaneers overperformed in our eyes by winning.
Yeah.
So I think I would lean that way, but I still don't know how much I trust Baker Mayfield week to week.
Yeah, like was he just good for a week? Yeah, if this was like week 5 and he was still performing like this, I would say, yeah, but too early to put eggs in that basket.
Jim?
I want to take the Buccaneers in this, but I think that's an overreaction from last week, so I will probably stay away.
Okay, all staying away from that. The Packers favored by 1.5, traveling to Hotlanta to take on the Falcons with an over-under set at 40.5. I'm going to stay away because I think that this is the first matchup where Jordan Love comes up against a high level, or at least a better level defense. And again, until he can prove a little bit more week to week, I don't feel comfortable backing the Packers in this one.
I'm probably going to bet this. I'm leaning this. I think this is where Jordan Love comes out a little bit more. So I'm leaning Green Bay on this one.
Alex?
I lean Green Bay to the point where it's kind of a leaner for me at this point. Falcon, if Aaron Jones is healthy, he had a little bit of a bang up there at the end. I lean more, but not overly confident. And I have a good record right now, and I'm trying not to ruin it, so I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna keep it on the lean for right now.
Next, you have the Colts favored by 1, traveling to Houston to take on the Texans. 40 is the line set for the points.
I feel good about this one.
Ooh, you
The
feel good.
Colts.
Ooh, Alex feels good about the Coats.
I'm hammering it home with the Colts too.
Ooh.
I think Anthony Richardson takes care of business.
I am still going to stay away. Staying away from the rookie
Muff, did your
QB.
book say don't bet at all on anything?
No,
And
last week I had 6 picks.
That's true.
So not saying that it doesn't say that, but maybe still being a little selective, especially with rookie quarterbacks in play. Next we have the Raiders traveling to Buffalo to take on the
No.
Bills. Oh, the Chiefs favored by 3.5, traveling to Jacksonville. 51.5 is the line set on the points.
Well, we
Why
gotta
should
figure
I-
Buff's not betting on this.
Muff, talk me out of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Talk you out of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Chris Jones, right, signed a contract. Chris Jones
Yeah.
will be in play. Travis Kelce is expected to play.
Yeah. So
Everything should lean in that direction. Is Chris Jones in game shape? Is he going to be out there enough to make a big difference? I don't know. I think Travis Kelce is the bigger impact in this game. I would definitely lean Chiefs. But
yeah, I don't think that I don't think Andy Reid lets his team come out and get beat twice.
right, but they could win by a field goal and still not cover.
That's what I mean. That
That's-
sucks.
Right, which is, and let's be real honest, if we look back, especially the past year or two, the Chiefs have been very good at winning, but not necessarily covering.
Yes.
I don't know what their record is, but I remember being burned by them multiple times.
You're right.
So I'm going to stay away until I know the Chiefs are at full strength and I understand what we're getting. And still, traveling to Jacksonville, does that mean something? Don't know if it means a whole bunch, but
Yeah.
Jack-
I feel like
Jack-
the weather and all of that stuff's nice down there. It's the East Coast.
Then bet it, boss.
I don't know.
Alex says, I don't know. I'm staying away, Jim.
I'm staying away as well for all the reasons that you have indicated.
Raiders traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Bills favored by 9.5, over under 47.
I flirt with the Raiders and the
Yeah,
points.
so I
think I don't want to overreact to what the Bills did against the Jets. The Jets have a superior defense.
yes.
And that's
I agree with you, and I think it's more. My reaction is more on the Raiders, with the points, than it is so much the Bills. In my opinion, like I think the Bills will win, but I don't see them covering.
That's where I'm at right now. It's very temptating. Temptatious.
Temptating. Put that on a shirt. Our bets are temptating.
We do really well and we use good grammar.
Tempting.
Okay.
That's
Good-
where I was.
Good
I
language.
think my only hesitation is Jacoby Myers is out.
Yeah,
Right
that's
now on
true. And he was a
concussion
big part of that
protocol.
offense last week.
So that's why I'm leaning. I'm not hammering it home yet.
Who else do the Raiders have if they're not throwing to Jacoby Myers, Jim?
Right.
That's
Exactly. Right.
That's the
But it's concussion protocol. He could still make it in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He got knocked the F out.
Right.
I don't feel good about him playing this week. If I don't think they should let him play this week.
And you saw the hit. You told us about it. So I'm leaning towards you, the medical degenerate, on that one.
There you go. I'm staying away as well. Chargers -3 at the Titans. 45 is the points line.
I like it.
You like the
I
Chargers?
like it, but I'm real. Is that my Charger bias coming out? Is this going to be the same shit I always do? And then I'm all pissed off. Damn Chargers. And I'm going to be pissed off come Sunday when we do the show. Is that going to be a thing for me?
Right, the Chargers got caught up in a track meet last week,
Yep.
which I think we expected to some degree. I'm actually leaning the over in this game.
I don't think Tennessee's got enough.
I think that they can. King Henry has a game. He did not last
Bosa's
week.
already talking about hamstring tightness. So I can see where Henry goes off. Ugh.
So I'm going to
I
lean that over. I'm not there yet. We'll figure
This
it
is
out.
a problem when we're up, boys. Like
We
now
start
we're all
getting
hesitant.
nervous.
Oh no, I got some things coming up. Don't you worry.
I'm
Don't
not talking
you
about you. You're the guy with books and stuff. Me and Alex are sitting here. When we're shotgun blasting, it's a lot more fun for us.
Yeah,
When we're
if I
up, we're
had
like,
to,
oh god, what do we do?
I know, gun to my head, I'd take the Chargers in this, but I don't really like the over, just on my personal opinion.
Yeah, me either.
But I don't think I'm gonna take any of it.
Okay. Next, we have the Seahawks traveling to Detroit to take on the Lions. Lions minus 5.5 over under 47. I'm hammering the Lions home.
I know, and that hurts me in my soul, but I
That did it for me.
Lions.
That did it for me.
Lions
Yeah.
have a good defense, which I think slows down the Seahawks' offensive attack. The Lions have a pretty good offense, a serviceable offense. I think this is a Jahmyr Gibbs coming out party this week, and Jared Goff is gonna throw it around the field. He's gonna get to Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think the Lions are just a superior team, and they're gonna show in this game why. Coming
All right,
off 10 days rest
Yeah,
as well. They got that extra time. So
Alex, you have to. If
I did
Muff's backing it,
I did it.
we got to do
I
it.
just said it hurts.
it hurts. It just hurts, guys. So I'm in. I'm all the way in. Next
I
for the
feel like this
Giants.
Sorry.
Yeah, if you got
No,
something
I
to
just
say.
said I felt like that was a tough one for me because I've been backing the Lions for like 3 years
Yeah.
now. But also Geno Smith.
Yeah,
My God.
slightly conflicted. I get it.
But I gotta go with the Lions.
All right. Giants minus 6, taking on the Cardinals in Arizona over under 39.5. This is the ultimate stay away game.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That is talk about hot garbage.
Oh yeah.
There's probably a reason to want to be on this just because, right? Two teams that we're not really paying attention to, don't expect much of. But I don't really want to watch this game or cheer for this game. So
Nope.
Good.
don't want to be part of it. 49ers minus 8 traveling to LA to take on the Rams over under 45. Rams, bit of a surprise for some people. Week
I
one.
know. But man, San Francisco 49ers look good.
They did look good, but I think the Rams have a better rushing attack to put up against the 49ers, which means they may be able to open up the passing game a little bit. The Rams without Cooper Kupp, right?
What do they have? Macau?
I don't even know the name. You're right. Everything should probably say go with the 49ers, which is why I'm going to stay away.
I think if it was a smaller spread,
We had it at like 6.5 to 7. I would take it. 8, just a little
6.5, but no question, I'd take it.
Right.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, staying away. I'm curious to see how the Rams play in the next few weeks. Are they putting something together to be competitive every week, or is that just an anomaly of what's going on? Yeah. TBD. Jets traveling to Dallas take on the Cowboys. Cowboys minus 9.5 over under 38.5. It pains me to say this, but I'm gonna hammer them Cowboys.
That spread scared me off.
That's understandable, and I get it. These are two solid defenses, and I think in this game, the Cowboys defense is what puts it over the top.
Yeah. And then the over under only 38.5.
Mm-hmm. It's a low scoring game. I think Zach Wilson just shows he's Zach Wilson in this game.
Yeah.
And that's what it should be, right? But those numbers make me go, am I missing something?
Right. They're projecting a 21 to 13-ish game. Well, 24 to 13, somewhere in that range.
How do we think that that's even possible? Like, where do we think Zach Wilson puts that kind of score up against that defense?
Well, I think it's the defense that puts Zach Wilson in positions to score short fields and stuff like that. I think that's where some of that projection comes in. But I think that Tony Pollard, Dak Prescott can do enough to win by 10 plus.
I don't know, man. I don't think the Jets score any points.
And like, I mean, they can run a kickoff back, toss a leg whip in there, maybe get some points.
I don't know.
In the last game of the Sunday afternoon slate, we have the Commanders traveling to Denver to take on the Broncos. Broncos favored by 3.5 over to 38.5. One of the Broncos safeties is out, but I don't think the Commanders necessarily toss the ball around the field to make that a huge deal. I just want to see more from both of these teams before I feel confident doing anything.
I agree.
Good.
I'm staying away from that game. I want to see the Commanders another week before I start throwing money down on them.
In Sunday night football, we have the Dolphins favored by 3, traveling to New England to take on the Patriots over under 46.5. Dolphins have a lot of questionable players, including cornerback Xavier Howard, Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert, Teron Armstead.
Mostert's going to play. He's going to be there.
Okay.
I still think the Patriots come out with the points. Feel very confident. Not confident enough throwing money because I'm trying to win a stupid thing that we're doing here. But I will put money on them outside of my best bets.
Yeah, I'm staying away. I'm staying. I want to be on that side of the Patriots. I want to, but Tyreek Hill could just by himself win this game.
No.
Yeah, and I was in conversations with people today, and they thought the same thing. How do you think Bill lets one man beat him?
I agree. This is the ultimate like Bill figures it out game potentially, which is why I don't want to be on any side of it because it could go either way.
I think if Jalen Waddle plays, I don't think Bill can stop two. And I think that if he stops Hill, he has Waddle.
I agree with that, but I don't think I'm not that worried about it. I'm definitely going to put money down on this as a side bet outside of.
Well, we don't care about those, Jim.
I know, but I'm telling the viewer.
They can have some confidence in that if they would like.
Yeah.
Okay. Monday night footballs. We have 2 games Monday night this week. First, we have the Saints traveling to Carolina to take on the Panthers. Saints favored by 3 over under 39.5.
You know what? I want to pause there. Sorry. You know why I'm saying that? Because fuck Noah. That's why. And I know he watches this show. That's why. Because he talked all kinds of shits on the Patriots, and I said he's full of shit, so I have to back that up.
Back it up with the best bet now, don't you?
You know what, Muff? Yeah, I'm gonna. You're right.
There we go. Chalk it up the first time I talked Jim into a bet this year. Done and done.
Oh,
I don't feel any sort of way about Jim doing that though. That's not like I talked to him because I think it can't win. I think Jim's confident enough to do it. He just wanted somebody to make him pull the trigger.
You're right. I did.
All right. Monday night, Saints -3 at the Panthers. 39.5 is the point line. I don't want any part of this game. I don't want to be around this till further notice, either of these teams.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Alex?
yeah, I agree.
Okay.
That game's not even too exciting to watch.
The Browns are by 2.5 traveling to Pittsburgh. 38.5 points is the over-under. Browns are without one of their tackles, who is out. Steelers are without Deontay Johnson, wide receiver, as well as Cam Hayward out. And one of the other defensive linemen, Leal, is questionable.
I'm not betting on this game because it's Steelers and it always bamboozles me.
Me either.
And last week we got excited about the Steelers, and I was excited. I shouldn't say we. I was excited about the Steelers. Got hurt.
It hurt.
I think I just have to sit this one out. In timeout.
He's putting himself in timeout.
Self-induced timeout.
Yeah, I'm staying away as well. Right, a lot of signs indicate the Steelers should be a competitive matchup in this game. It's against the Browns. We all know that the Steelers play traditionally well against the Browns, coming off a bad game. But I think without Deontay Johnson, it puts a whole different spin to this game. Pickens, right, viable threat, but I think he needs somebody to take the bottom off of the defense and pull the linebackers up in order to be successful down the field. And without Deontay Johnson, Pittsburgh doesn't really have that unless it's Pat Freiermuth, who's also, I think, nursing some type of injury.
Yeah, he got a little banged up last week. I think more the wind was knocked out of him, but
right. So yeah, I'm gonna staying away on that one. All right. Any other thoughts on the NFL slate, gents?
No.
All right. Which brings us into college football, week 3. Anybody have any Thursday or Friday games of note that they want to bring out? I did not find any to chat about.
No, this week 3 is not exciting really for college football.
It's shitty. It is shitty.
Not fun. So we get into Saturday football. First, we have number 7 Penn State, favored by 14.5, traveling to Illinois, over under 48.5.
Like I said,
I don't understand why we don't. That's one I would have confidence if I were a Penn State fan.
I was gonna see what Muff had to say about this game because I am leaning towards taking Penn State to cover this.
Oh yeah, I'm taking Penn State to cover.
Okay.
There's nothing that Penn State has done, nothing that Illinois has done to make me not feel confident Penn State can make this happen and win by 3+ touchdowns.
All right, that makes me feel better. Because I had it and I was like,
I mean, Kansas found a way to throw the ball around on Illinois. What reason do I have to believe that Penn State can't do the same thing?
very true. I like to hear that.
So if I just put you all over on that, good. Have at it. Follow me to Moneytown.
This is another one. This next game is another one that I like.
Number 3, Florida State, favored by 26.5, traveling to Boston College. 47.5 is the over-under line.
I like Florida State minus 26.5.
I'm not going to say trap game. I'm just going to say a game where I don't think that Florida State comes out pumped up as they
Yeah.
have been.
But Boston College is really bad. I don't think they need to be that pumped up to get to 26.5.
It's more of just Boston College just steal possessions and try to just
Run the clock out, basically.
have the ball for 4 or 5 minutes of time and maybe move the ball 25 yards and then punt.
Possible.
And then just try to contain Florida State.
Like minimize the damage.
Right. Like they just want to stay in the game and not be embarrassed. For that reason, I'm going to stay away.
I'm leaning on it. I'm not committing yet, but I'm not committing one way or the other, I should say.
Jim?
Oh, I'm staying the hell away from that.
Okay. 14 LSU minus 9.5 at Mississippi State. 54.5 is the points line. I'm going to stay away.
It's interesting.
Yeah, gun to my head, honestly, I'd take Mississippi State.
I know you're wrong.
I don't know what I would do. I'd probably flip a coin.
I'm not doing it. I'm just saying gun to my head, that would be my pick.
I think you're wrong. If gun to my head, I would take the other one.
Well, that's why we stay away, boys. Right there. Gun to your head, somebody's going to get killed.
That's true.
One of you two will not come out alive. Next, we have Iowa State favored by 3.5, traveling to Ohio to take on what is Ohio, Jim? Bobcats?
Bobcats.
Yep.
Over under 42.5.
I like this one.
Like Iowa State?
I like Iowa State. I have a lot on my card right now, so I don't know about it, but I like this one. I like Iowa State here. I get that Ohio's good, but this is Iowa State. Like, I get they played Iowa, but that's a rivalry game. Like, let's be realistic. Come on now. That's just my opinion here.
That's Jim's take. I'm staying away.
Yeah, I'm not betting it. I don't think Jim's take's crazy by any stretch.
Yeah, not going to be upset if Jim does that.
Yeah, but I just don't. I think I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Stay
Number
off it.
16, Kansas State favored by 4.5, traveling to Missouri.
I don't bet on Missouri.
Trap. Not trap necessarily, but it's one where it makes me I really want to take Kansas State here. Missouri's not that great, but Kansas State. I think Kansas State wins this game. I just could also see it being by a touchdown.
I don't like them traveling.
Field.
I just don't like them traveling in this game.
Yeah.
Kansas State at home, I'd probably hammer it.
Yeah, not good enough to put more money on it.
Yeah. Central Michigan traveling to Notre Dame, take on touchdown Jesus and past touchdown Jesus, Sam Hartman. Notre Dame favored by 34.5, over under 51.5.
See, I have more of the don't come out as excited in this than I do the like how you were saying in the USC game. I feel more like because this is a little higher of a spread, 34.5, it's at home. I think Central Michigan might come in and just, like you said, kind of keep them at bay.
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from this. This is just too high of a spread for me to get involved with right now. Jim says, is that the whale?
Yeah, I'm staying away.
All right, Minnesota traveling to Chapel Hill to take on North Carolina. North Carolina favored by 7.5, over under 49.5.
I need opinions here, boys.
Um,
On the spread.
on the spread, I think I would lean North Carolina, but I don't feel confident. 7.5 is a number that I don't like in this one.
Yeah.
I think Minnesota can keep it within a touchdown. Row that boat. And
Gun to your
North,
head. Who do you pick with the spread?
I don't know. Gun to your head. Who do you pick?
I can't say that on the show unless that's going to be my best bet. That's why I'm debating.
No, you
What?
can say it. Gun to your head. Horse choice, Jim. You have to do it. Go.
I would take North Carolina.
I would
But-
lean that direction.
Alex?
Yeah, I would lean that direction. I'm not going to take them, but I would gun to my head.
Yeah. Superior quarterback play
Mhm.
from Drake May at North Carolina.
Yeah.
They can put up the points. Minnesota could also bottle them up a little bit and play that possession game.
It's fair. It's fair.
All right, somebody else take over for a bit here.
All right, we have South Carolina traveling to Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia favored 27.5 points. Over under set at 54.5.
I like South Carolina with the points.
Yeah.
I think they're shit stirrers.
They notoriously have been.
I think Georgia still wins, but I think that they won't cover.
Keep it spicy.
Yeah.
Okay. Reasonable.
No, I'm staying away.
Next, we have the Rutgers at home versus Virginia Tech. Rutgers are favored by 6.5 points. The over/under set at 39.5.
You know how bad I want Rutgers here?
Give
I
me
know.
Rutgers. Put it
I
straight
thought
in my
about it
veins.
too.
Toss it in. Give me Rutgers.
Ugh, I don't know if I'm that confident. I'm gonna regret not doing it, I feel like, but
I know Muff's giving me FOMO.
Give it to me.
I think this is why Jim Slate gets so big. He gets FOMO from our picks and just compiles them into one list.
I don't think I'm gonna leave this one out, but man, this one looks good for me.
Man.
Man.
Next, we have the Duke Blue Devils at home taking on Northwestern. Duke is favored by 18.5 points, sitting ranked at number 21. The over/under is set at 48.5.
I'm going to stay away. If you gun to my head here, I'd take Duke.
Me too.
Yeah, Duke would be fun, but I don't feel good enough to make them the best bet.
I'm gonna stay away for this week, but if it was another one of these next week, I would take Duke.
Yeah,
Because
if they
Duke
look
beats
good
the
again,
shit out of Northwestern,
they're for real.
then yeah.
All right. Next, we have Western Michigan traveling to number 25, Iowa. Iowa's favored by 28.5 points. Over/under set at 42.5. Muff, what say ye?
About that under, Muff.
I said I was gonna ride it till it bucks me, and I'm just gonna assume that it's gonna buck me this week. I think Iowa.
It hasn't bucked you, so you should have to bet it.
I don't have to do anything.
I'm gonna ride it till it bucks me. I think it might buck me. It
I'm just.
hasn't bucked you.
This is a preemptive strike against it.
That means you're full of shit. Is what it
That,
means.
that means that it worked last week, and I just don't feel it this week.
It hasn't bucked you.
Yeah, I think Iowa can just put up points in this game against Western Michigan. That's what I'm more worried about, is Iowa being able to score more than 35 points. That's what I think.
You think Iowa's gonna score more than 35 points?
I think that there's an opportunity in this game for it to happen.
Huh. Because they need to get their average up.
They get their average just before they get into Big Ten play, and then their average just shoots down very quickly. You're more than welcome, Jim. Go on that under, buddy.
I'm looking at my card right now.
I don't know if I would, Jim. I wouldn't do it, Jim.
I don't know. If I did it, it'd be out of spite, and we don't do spite picks anymore.
Well,
I'm
spite
staying
pick,
smart better.
spite pick is in direct opposition of another pick. That's the spite pick that I'm not picking it. So it's not spite anything. It's spite against me, but not against a pick of mine.
I think it's too much spite. I think you're wrong, but I'm not gonna do it.
But you don't feel that confident about me being wrong.
Oh, I know you're wrong. I don't want to make it a best bet because I got this good thing going here.
You can make it a great thing.
It's true. You're not talking me into it, Muff. Keep
Okay.
going.
All right. Next, we have San Diego State University at number 16, Oregon State. Oregon State favored by 24.5 points. Over under set at 48.5.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's an earlier game. You could actually watch this one if you wanted to, but again, I don't care either.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the situation to put my money on it. Next, we have number 10, Oklahoma, minus 27.5, going into Tulsa. The over-under set at 60.5. Muff, you're making some noises.
I'm Oklahoma.
I don't care.
Not because I'm picking them, but just because it's fun to do.
After week 1, I would be all over Oklahoma. After week 2, it shies me away a little bit, so I'm gonna not do it.
There we go. Staying away. All staying away.
Western Kentucky at number 6, Ohio State. Ohio State favored by 29.5 points. Over under set at 64.5.
I want to. I'm not going to, but I want to take Ohio State to cover, just so when it happens, I can be on the gym bandwagon of, hey, all you Ohio State dumbasses, look, they did something this week.
Yep.
But I'm not going to do it. I want to so badly.
Yep. I think they will cover. I'm not going to bet on Ohio State ever again this year because it burned me.
We have a lot of rules now.
It burnt me week 1. I'm not going to do it, but I'm very confident that they cover.
All right. Big yawn. Sorry.
I think you're going to see a whole different Ohio State this week.
They're hearing the buzz.
Next.
They named the starter. Ryan Day is going to take the reins off. It's going to be ugly. I think.
Okay. I mean, like I said, I want it to happen that way. We can just put it right back in the face of the people that are dumb.
It's gonna be amazing if that happens.
All right. Moving on, we have number 8, Washington, favored by 16.5 points at Mel Tuckerless, Michigan State. Over under set at 55.5. Muff, you look excited.
Give me the Huskies to cover, taking on the Mel Tuckerless Spartans. Washington's going to pull up points. They're just going to put points and points and points in this game.
I think you're wrong, but I'm not going to bet against you. I think Michigan State's got a chip on their shoulder walking into this game.
Chip on their what? They got just because they got Mark D'Antonio back on the sidelines. Like, come on.
I don't think Washington covers, and I dare say, upset.
Dare say. I think that's a bad take on the upset.
We'll see.
Hey, Penix is a dog. I see him just lighting it up.
He is a dog.
I think this turns it up on its head.
Okay.
All right.
We'll find out on Saturday.
Next, we have number 11, Tennessee, favored by 6.5 points at the Swamp versus the Florida Gators. Over under set at 58.5. I lean Tennessee in this game.
I think it's a smart lean.
I don't know why I don't feel confident in Tennessee.
Because you never do.
All right,
you never do when it comes to the Swamp. That's your thing. That's where I learned about home field advantage when we first started betting. Your whole big theory of home field makes a big deal, and you were huge on the Swamp. I understand your vibe. That's why I probably won't put money on it because we've been doing this forever. I agree with you, but I still think it's not a bad bet to take Tennessee because Florida's dog shit in the end.
I agree.
But I understand your hesitation.
I just don't feel confident doing it. I just don't like it.
Not bad. Not a bad take, Muff. Also, Alex, I understand why you lean that way.
I'm still being super conservative this week, I feel like, as to not blow it. I don't love this whole slate this week, and it's not speaking to me through the boonie hat. My boonie hat is deflecting off these like picks that I want, and I can feel that.
Yep.
So I'm probably gonna have a small card this week.
I
Northern Illinois at Nebraska. Nebraska favored by 10.5 points. Over under 43.5. Jim, you're not allowed to bet. Muff, comments.
I'm not allowing myself to bet.
There you go. The game of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, I can probably actually say that. The backyard brawl comes to Morgantown on Saturday evening as the Schittsburg Panthers take on the West Virginia Mountaineers. WV's favored by 1.5 points. Oof. over under 47.5.
This is purely a home team
Don't-
getting the nod in this one, right?
Yeah, I don't like that I wish we were underdogs going into this game.
You may as well just call this a pick 'em.
Yeah, it really is.
Muff, who you taking?
As a best bet, nobody. If you had to ask me, I would probably look more at the over under and look at the over.
Who you pick with a spread, Muff?
With the spread, I'll take WVU as the home team.
Okay. Alex, we know who you're picking.
Yeah,
Alex, would you pick with the spread or would you just go money line?
just money line.
Okay.
Moving on, we have Bowling Green at Michigan. Michigan favored by 40.5 points, over under 52.5.
I don't care to be involved in this.
Yeah, that's just a game that had to be on the schedule, and we're getting through it. Hawaii, as my pap would call it, goes to Oregon. And Oregon is favored by 37.5 points. Over under is 69.5.
The whole last week, I want to say Hawaii with the points, but like this is where you go, maybe not. So I'm gonna stay away. But like you can see where Hawaii might cover or might take the points, because Oregon played like dog shit.
Well, they still covered. Great team.
Sure.
I don't care how it covered. It covered.
Yeah.
I'm staying away.
Go ahead.
All right, moving on. We have Wyoming traveling down to Texas to take on the Longhorns. Longhorns favored by 28.5, over under 49.5. Like Texas.
Didn't Wyoming?
They beat Texas Tech, I think.
Yeah, Texas Tech.
Yeah,
This is one of those games that could be a letdown game for Texas. Not that they don't win, but
yeah, that's the only reason I'm staying away from it.
They win by like 3 touchdowns and is not convincing, but you're like, they beat the team they were supposed to beat. So I'm gonna stay away.
Fair. Next we have where all of the big TV shows will be, where College Game Day will be, Fox College Football, big noon kickoff, and they should be in Morgantown, but they'll be in Colorado for Colorado State versus Colorado. Colorado and Coach Prime are favored by 22.5 points, over under 60.5. Again, we have some muff dancing. That means he has something to tell us.
Just continue to give reasons for Coach Prime in Colorado to be motivated to play really well. An in-state matchup, all of the TVs are there. This is a time for them to show out again, win by 4 touchdowns plus.
Jim?
I don't know. I want to believe.
At home, right? It's at home. They've got all of everything's moving in their favor, and I don't think Coach Prime lets them not show out in this game. I think he even pours it on.
But you're 1 injury away from that. The whole rail's falling off, right?
There's a whole lot of teams that are 1 injury away, and I'm not going to bank on the fact that there's an injury coming into play.
If it was any other coach, I would have the tendency to say I think the hype gets to him.
It hasn't yet.
That's what I'm saying. I think
it didn't really last year. It didn't the year before. He's shown no reason to believe that he does not going to have a team that's ready to go.
I'll ride with Muff.
They continue to find reasons to have a chip on their shoulder.
I just don't. I just don't feel it. It's not in my soul.
I'll ride with him.
Next, we have Louisville versus Indiana. Indiana minus 10.5, over under 50.5.
That puts us in there solely because I don't know why Indiana's favored by that much.
Yeah, I don't know either. But that makes me nervous to take it.
Right. I'm not going to do it, but if you asked me, I'd lean Louisville plus points.
Yeah. No, I agree, but I don't know why. And Jim, do you want to cover these last two?
So you're saying Louisville plus the points, Muff?
I would lean that way. I'm not going to do anything with it.
Okay, and then TCU minus 7.5 at Houston. Gun to your head.
Houston plus points.
Yeah, they didn't look good last week.
Alex, what do you say, buddy?
Probably Houston plus the points, but TCU wins.
And Syracuse minus 2.5 at Purdue.
Don't care.
Yeah,
I
don't
need
know.
you to pick, God
Purdue.
damn it.
You
Purdue.
need to pick yourself.
Muff, we are a show. We are a team. I need your thoughts.
But this isn't a team pick. This is a Jim wants to make a pick.
Muff, just give me your goddamn opinion.
That's Noah.
No.
He can't give his picks. I thought he was.
I don't want him to have his picks. I want to hear Muff.
I don't have any good information in this game. I don't.
Then go on your gut, Muff. Who would you pick?
My gut. Give me Purdue at home. Plus
Alex.
points.
I said Purdue.
Okay.
What do you say, Jim?
I was leaning towards Syracuse, and
Yeah,
probably
well,
will. I'll
we'll
go.
just- Well, then why did you ask us then?
I want to know the vibe.
Well, the vibe was mutual for us.
And you still aren't going with the vibe.
Yeah, it's fine. Just doing a little vibe check here. Doing a vibe check.
All right, that wraps up the college football slate, which brings us to our best bets. We'll start with me. Yeah, we'll start with me.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to my leaner Chargers Titans over 45 is no longer leaner. It is a best bet.
Muff, you have big ass slate this time around.
For Muff, he does.
Hey, I went
That
for
book-
six last week and it helped out. So I'm not
The
gonna
book was
shy away.
motivational.
Not gonna shy away from feeling it, boys. Not gonna shy away from feeling it. I'm also gonna take the Lions to cover 5.5, hosting the Seahawks. The Cowboys favored by 9.5, hosting the Jets. Penn State minus 14.5, traveling to Illinois. Rutgers hosting Virginia Tech, favored by 6.5. Washington traveling to Michigan State minus 16.5, and Colorado covering 22.5 in a beautiful scenery with what's her name? Betty?
Peggy.
Peggy.
Damn it, Peggy.
Peggy hitting that music. Give me Coach Prime and
Hit
Buffs.
that. Hit my theme music.
Hit my theme music. Is it her theme music or is it his?
I think it's his. And that's what
But
he
she
said.
says hit my
Yeah.
theme music.
That's why it's fun.
Yeah.
My stepmom couldn't really, like, I showed her the video of it and she couldn't really hear what they were saying. She thought they were saying about, like, go grandma. I was like, nope, that's what they're saying. But she's like, that would have made me happier.
All right, Alex, go ahead.
All right, I have a small slate this week and I'm just going to stick to it. It's what my gut's telling me to do. The boonie hat in the trench has deflected all other shells my way. I will stick with the Colts -1 at Houston Texans. The Lions -5.5 at home versus the Seattle Seahawks. Sorry, Gino. Penn State -14.5 at Illinois, and Florida State -26.5 at Boston College.
Ooh, Alex with a me slate. 4 games.
I know. I'm feeling it. That's what I'm feeling this week. Trust your gut.
Do what you got to do. Jim?
Oh hell. I don't know, boys. I'm getting restless here.
The native is restless.
Better not be
getting
Nebraska
restless.
you're tossing in there.
No, that's no. I'm gonna do Colorado -22 at Colorado State. I'm gonna do UNC -7.5 against Minnesota. I'm gonna ride with WVU -1.5 at Pitt. I'm going to. I'm going to take Penn State -14.5 at Illinois. I'm going to take the Colts -1 at Houston. I'm going to take Detroit -5.5 at Seattle. I'm taking New England +3 at Miami. And now I'm down to do I walk away? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I walk away at 7 or do I push 8? I'm doing a small ball game. Really, I'm down. Do I want the Chargers game or do I want and the Cowboys game or do I just leave it alone?
When is 7 small ball?
Well, I've been doing 5 games.
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks.
Mm.
5 or 6. I've not gone past that. I think I should leave it there.
Leave it there then. That's what your gut. Just go with your gut, man.
Yeah, leave it there. That's where I'm staying.
Jim's leaving it there. All right, those are our best bets, which brings us into the specialty picks, starting with the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week.
Wow.
Why are you taking Alex's sound effects? now, dude?
I like it. It
He's
makes me
helping.
feel
That's
good.
okay. We can let him help. He can help. I'll allow it.
Okay. All right. I mean, Penn State's a team ride.
It is.
So's Detroit, though.
Okay, we got 2 team rides.
What are you feeling?
I mean, they're both going to end up in the parlay. So it's really which one wants to represent Mike.
I mean, I'm going to put Penn State forward just because they have shown no reason that we should not have this confidence in them.
Agreed.
I feel like it's dangerous.
Well, it's
And
going
I
to go in
agree
there
with you,
either way.
Muff. But the parlay and it loses, it's like, oh, that's okay. Parlay's always lost.
Well, it's also going to lose all of
I
our
don't
best
want to
bets.
jinx. I don't want to jinx Penn State by putting that pressure on them. I talked a big game during the podcast about how Penn State is the underdog. I don't want to overhype them. I would like to keep them the underdog that doesn't get a lot of fanfare. I don't want to make them the pick of the week for that very reason. Like, I want them to be the people they don't talk about. I want them to be the sneaky dogs. I don't want to bring that attention. I want them to come up. I want them to be the Big Ten champions. Quite fucking frankly.
Is this like just a toss in Ohio State fans, or
Yes.
to be like, hey, dummies, you should have been thinking about
You
this
should have
team.
been thinking about this team. That's who we should have been worried about. So I would like to not make it the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week for that very reason.
It can be Detroit. I'm okay with that.
I think we
Thank
go
you.
with Detroit. Jim has very powerful reasonings.
The
Very
Mike
powerful
All,
conviction.
the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week is
Pow.
Detroit to cover 5.5, hosting Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks.
War.
Next, we get into the Midwest mobster risky pick. Get over here.
Get out of here.
Sorry, I was thinking about it.
I have no underdogs on my card. So does anybody?
Mm-hmm.
Jim has the Patriots.
Louisville.
I don't know what to do with my hands. Don't know what to do. There's just not a lot of close spreads aside from Pitt WVU, and we're not going to do that to Alex.
We are not doing that.
We're just not going to do
Absolutely
that to Alex.
not doing that.
Well, there's the Syracuse Purdue game.
We could also look at the NFL.
That's true.
Like I
We've
say,
The Colts Titans game's close. but it's in
Ravens.
conflict.
Ravens.
Ravens isn't a bad thought.
No, not bad at all.
We could just go totally rogue and say the Commanders.
Boom, 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 boom.
I
That's
like the
true.
Ravens more.
I would agree if you were to ask me confidence, I'm more confident that the Ravens can show out than the
I would say
Commanders.
I would say either the Ravens or going with something off the wall like Louisville.
I say we want the thing to win. So I like the Ravens.
Right. The Midwest mobster risky pick
Get out of here.
is the Ravens as underlined dogs traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Bungles. Which brings us to the much anticipated, long awaited, exciting Lolita whale of a parlay. Which will start out with the Lions favored by 5.5, hosting the Seahawks as the Mike Allstott hit stick pick.
Can I go next?
Yep.
So you just want to take Penn State.
I'll just put the Penn State game in there.
We knew that was happening. You
Yep.
just wanted the easy pick in.
Yep, just put it in.
Alex, I'll let you go next.
I'm gonna go with the Colts. -1 at Texans.
What is this? What do you have going on there? That's Jim.
That's me.
What the hell does that have to do with anything, Jim?
And make sure I get my bets in.
Colts -1 is Alex's contribution to the Lolita Whale parlay, which leaves me looking at Colorado to cover, hosting Colorado State.
Because we believe.
We are believers. We don't want to be caught on the wrong side of this and Coach Prime to talk about us on TV, although it may be a good strategy
Correct.
to just consistently go against him and just be lumped into the hater crowd. But
Colorado Peggies.
give us the Peggies, the Buffalo Pegs of Colorado to cover 22.5, which brings the Lolita Whale parlay as the Lions to cover 5.5, hosting the Seahawks. Penn State covering 14.5, traveling to Illinois. The Colts traveling to Houston to win by more than a point. And the Colorado Buffaloes -22.5, hosting Colorado State, the Rams.
We have a very balanced parlay. We have 2 home teams, 2 away teams, 2 college, 2 NFL. Makes me feel good.
I like
Because-
that you keep track of that. It's a good. I like how you summarize that at the end.
Thank you.
Good thought, Alex. And we will know Sunday if this comes out. I think we'll know by the end of the 1 o'clock games if it makes it there.
I think so. This Colts Texans is 1.
Was the
Yeah,
Lions
fine.
game?
It's
Lions game at
also
1.
1 o'clock.
All right. Hopefully we make it to Sunday and we'll know at the 1 o'clock games and we'll be excited.
Okay.
Or very disappointed. One of the two. All right. That wraps it up, boys. Any other thoughts, Jim? Anything on your current standings and your work situation?
I am tied. So I need this week to be better. Better.
Jim just needs things to be better. We hope to be better. We hope to continue this rocket ship up, and away.
Up and away.
Bring that money, back it up into the Brinks truck, but don't lock people in the vault. Don't do
lock people to
Do
vote.
not.
Don't do it unless it's us with
Yeah.
all the money.
That's right.
You can lock us in the vault with all the money.
By the end of the season, we may have our own little vaults.
We will. We're gonna have the mini vault, the mini Brinks truck.
There you go.
Backed up, tossing all them monies in. And hopefully it'll be a Friday. And what type of Friday do we hope it is, Jim?
A payday.